Like, comment, share, man. Subscribe. Hit that bell notification if you want to be notified. What is going on? Maurice, let's see Devin fight him. Antoine will put hands on Devin. Yes, sir. Man, y'all know what time it is, man. Somebody that's been overlooked at 140 pounds. Somebody that people ain't really talking about too much. Gary Antuanne Russell is the truth. At 140 pounds, he's giving everybody at 140 pounds problems. Today. I met Gary Antoine in passing. You know what I'm saying? I met the champ, man. I met him. And I asked him who's next, and Subriel Matias is up there. Remember, Subriel Matias just turned down 1.5 from Teofimo Lopez. I think that right now PBC is just looking to where they're gonna be at. Prime, they looking at where they're gonna be at next, and that's where they going that. And I think that fight is gonna come into fruition. Devin Haney, Devin Haney, the new WBC champion as well. I don't think that Devin Haney. Look, the combinations that Gary Antoine Russell throws, the volume, the power. I mean, it's a lot. The footwork. Gary Antoine Russell is a well-rounded fighter. Gary Antoine Russell is a problem. He's a problem at 140 pounds. I don't think that nobody is gonna sign up to fight this dude anytime soon. I mean, think about it. Gary Antoine Russell fought Victor Postal. The first dude the stop Victor Postal. You know what I'm saying? The first dude the stop Victor Postal. Somebody who Terrence Bud Crawford fought. And he stopped Victor Postal. You know, this dude, this dude has he's gonna be he has so much upside, it's not even funny. The only thing that I have in questions with Gary Antoine is the inactivity. Of course, you could say the inactivity. The inactivity is there. You can see it. It ain't there to fool you, right? You can go check. He only fought once, August of this year. You know, and that was against King Cruz, where he stopped King Cruz. 17-0, 17 KOs. He's pitching perfect right now. You know what I'm saying? He's hitting a no-hitter right now. Gary Antoine Russell has a lot of upside. Gary Antoine Russell's gonna be a champion soon, I feel like. He's one of those well-rounded fighters. Nobody's gonna be signing up to fight this dude. Trust me, believe me. Nobody's gonna be signing up to fight Gary Antoine Russell. Gary Antoine Russell has a lot of skills. 140 pounds is something he can conquer. But the thing is, we need him to be more active. Al Heyman needs to get him more active. Once a year is not gonna be able. It's not gonna do. It's not gonna do because when he fights guys like King Cruz or Victor Postal or Rancy Bartholomew, right? You know, in that moment in time, you're like, damn, Antoine is special, dog. Antoine's special as shit. He's special. But it fades out throughout time because Gary Antoine Russell, he's not the type to be on, you know what I'm saying, doing too much on social media. He the type, you know, he on sneaky, he on shiesty time. You know what I'm saying? So Gary Antoine Russell, you know, there's things that need to be worked on, obviously, and it's the inactivity and it's the being more out there for the fans to see so that we could call his name out when Devin Haney, T.O., Subriel Matias, because those are potential fights that could be made. The reason why Gary Antoine Russell probably is not getting any of those fights as of right now is because his name's not big enough and he's too much of a threat. And I think that that's going to play a big part. One of the things about Jaron Boots Ennis, his name is not big enough and he's a huge threat. You know what I'm saying? And this is Gary Antoine Russell, a guy who beat Jaron Boots Ennis in the amateurs. These dudes are high. These dudes are high skilled. But if their name was higher, they're gonna get those opportunities. So the inactivity he needs to be more active. You know what I'm saying? In a division where you got guys like T.O., when you got guys like Devin, when you got guys like Subriel, when you guys when you got guys like Rowley, you know what I'm saying? Big dog Rowley, you know what I mean? But when you got guys like that, you know what I'm saying, that are active, and when they fight, they make a big splash and they fight pretty good opponents, really good opponents. You know, uh you got to make that splash as well. If I was Gary Antoine Russell, I'll be trying to be looking look forward to fights like Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis now. Those guys, the reason why I say those guys is because those were guys at their time, they were champions, and those were guys that a lot of people felt highly about, who they were very highly about. For him to get a title shot is going to be very hard as of right now, just because his name is not buzzing and is not huge, and he's highly skilled. So if he gets in one of those fights with any of those four champions, he will potentially be walking out with a championship belt. You know what I'm saying? Because he's that skillful, and I don't think that those fighters are gonna want to take a chance against a guy like that, if the money's not right. You know what I mean? And I don't think that the PBC is gonna be paying those guys, and I don't think that their networks will be paying Gary Antoine Russell enough to be able to fight him. So if we put it in perspective, Gary Antoine Russell could potentially be overlooked for a while, but should he be overlooked? Definitely not, because he has tremendous skill. You know what I'm saying? And you put him against any of those champions, and he's gonna potentially walk out with a belt on that night. And I'm highly confident about that. But I think that if he looks at guys like Jose Ramirez, Jose Zepeda's, Regis Prograis, and things like that, if he could get a fight with one of those guys, that'll put his name higher and higher on a list where fans will start buzzing and start talking about, we want to see Gary Antoine Russell versus these dudes at 140 pounds, these champions. And look, Subriel Matias took the offer. He's not taking the offer from Teofimo Lopez, who offered him 1.5 mil to fight him because of a hand injury. But I think that his team is smart enough right now that they're gonna wait around and see what the PBC is gonna do and where they're taking their network. It's rumored to be Prime. Is rumored to be Prime. And I said this a long time ago. Prime is probably the best potential for boxing as right now. Such a big platform, and so many things could do. Probably they're probably gonna get a big budget. And Gary Antoine Russell versus Subriel Matias for the IBF World Title is something that you could be looking probably forward to, because they're two guys on the same side. Or where's Subriel Matias? Sorry. Where's Subriel? Subriel's in top rank, ain't he? Well, if he could get a fight with Subriel Matias, you know what I'm saying? Subriel Matias, he's not scared. I think that right now they just gonna they're waiting around to see what they could get and if they could get a main event. That's all it is. Could it be potentially Gary Russell, Antoine Russell? You know, I don't want to see Gary Antoine Russell get put on the back burner, get put overlooked by dudes. So we got to keep Gary Antoine Russell's name out there, because I feel like he gives all of them champions trouble, trouble, trouble. You know what I'm saying? Tremendous fighter. You know, and I feel like it's time for him to get those higher names, to get those step up fights, those bigger fights. If he can't get a title at 140 pounds, right now, I suggest those names like Regis Prograis, Jose Ramirez, Jose Zepeda, Josh Taylor. Try to get in those fights. Try to get in any of those fights. Those fights right there to get the name buzzing. Get the fans starting to buzz and wanting those champions to fight Gary Antoine Russell. because that's how you gonna get the fans entertained and intrigued on who you are. Because right now it's a small buzz, but the fans that know. You know what I'm saying? Because Gary Antoine Russell, he ain't no joke in that ring. You know what I mean? The fans that know, they know. This dude could potentially walk out with a belt if any of those champions was to give him an opportunity. We know that 100%. Only thing that we just don't know is just, I mean, that we don't see that we see and we don't see, right? The inactivity, obviously, because I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? PBC's going through a transition right now. Whatever, he fought one time in August against Ken Cruz. It's all good. Whatever. 17-0, 17 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? But this dude could potentially take over that division. And why do I say that? He's a problem inside of the ring. If you ever watch Gary Antoine Russell inside of the ring, he's a problem. He is a problem. He's a problem for anybody on any given night. Inactivity, and he probably got to be out a little bit more, man. Because if he was a little bit more outspoken, then fans would be buzzing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's fans talking about Gary Antoine Russell, no doubt. There's fans right now talking about Gary Antoine Russell. That's no doubt about it. But you want people to be like, yo, your name is buzzing, 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 so that these champions be like, all right, Gary Antoine Russell, okay. You know what I'm saying? But if your name not buzzing, then nobody gonna be talking about those potential matchups. Nobody's gonna be talking about you potentially fighting one of those world champions. They're gonna overlook you. So I feel like if Gary Antoine Russell gets on it, he becomes more outspoken, then those fights could probably possibly come into fruition. You know? So I mean, hey, look. The ceiling is high for Gary Antoine Russell. I'm excited to see what the future's gonna bring for Gary Antoine Russell. Hopefully the PBC don't put him on the back burner. Hopefully they set him up right and they get him these fights with these top dogs at 140 pounds. He's at 140 pounds with 17 wins, 17 KOs. Mind you, one of them was Victor Postal. Victor Postal fought Terrence Crawford, lost in a unanimous decision. Gary Antoine Russell knocked out, uh, got the TKO versus Victor Postal. Very, very, very intriguing. Like, comment, share, man. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let me know underneath, man, what you think about Gary Antoine Russell. How do you see him matching up against a guy like Subriel Matias or Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez or Rolando Romero? Do you feel like Antoine Russell has been put on the back burner or overlooked by these champions? Do you think that nobody is lining up to go and fight Gary Antoine? And it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. You know what I'm saying? That 140-pound division to me right now is the best division in boxing. There is no better division right now. I feel like anybody could win on any given night. That's the type of matchups that we want to see. The fans, everywhere T.O. goes, I don't know what it is, everywhere, whatever division T.O. is in, it's an exciting division because it's super skills. It's everybody has skills in that division. Everybody has skills in those divisions. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to wait it out and see. And it should be an interesting one, man. Like, comment, share, man. We out, man. Peace.